Let's go through the last 2 days of the NBL because I forgot to make one this morning about last night's games. First up, we had the Kings getting a win over the Breakers. The Kings looked pretty good, but it is also seeing that the Breakers aren't looking that good right now. Xavier Cook's looking fantastic in the 25 minutes that he played, and then Jalen Adams coming off the bench with the 20 and 10 game also looking phenomenal for them right now. Really trying to make up for that mistake that he did last week that really cost him. And Cam Oliver, yes, we all saw that dunk. That was amazing. And with the Breakers, they still trying to figure things out. Parker Jackson Cartwright also hasn't looked as good as he usually does. I know he did get 21, 8, and 6. Like, that's almost a triple-double, but still, he looks like he's still trying to figure out how to play with Taco Fall as well, who got 9 and 8 in, like, not a lot of time. But I think a lot of teams are also figuring out if they just push him hard enough, like, he backs down. Like, that's what Xavier Cooks was doing, and he was actually getting a few buckets from that. This team is still dealing with injuries as well, so I think maybe wait until they have full strength before being able to really determine if it's a write-off for the rest of the season. Then in the other game, we had a high-scoring game between the Phoenix and the Taipans. I think the Taipans are just going all-in offense, going after, like, following Taron Armstrong into the front lines because he was just running straight to the basket as soon as he could, whenever he could, and it looks so smooth and so good. But the Phoenix got the win. Nathan Sobey was absolutely playing hero ball, but it was being effective. Like, that three-point shot was actually falling, and he looked super, like, consistent throughout the entire game. It wasn't just a few shots and then that was it. Like, it was clutch in the fourth quarter when they let the Taipans back in, and then it was clutch at the beginning of the game when he made like the first 5 or 6 shots, it felt like. Also, Matthew Hurt just getting like 14 rebounds just consistently. Felt like he had a quiet game, but yet he still had 19 points and 14 rebounds. And also Malik Lewis is kind of like fighting for that number one like next start at the moment. He's playing phenomenal. Him, Ben Henshaw, Alex Tui are probably like the top 3 right now. And on the Taipans end, Rob Edwards probably had one of his better games in a while with 24 and 7. The shot is starting to fall and this team's finally starting to come together. I feel like next week could be a week that they actually get a win. They're getting closer and closer, like the other night. And then again last night. It's getting there. It's getting closer. I think definitely next week they have a definite shot. I don't even know who they're versing, but I feel like they're figuring things out. Things are actually looking a lot better. Sam Waterberg, Tanner Groves are looking like a better front court together now that they've had time to get some reps. Pedro Bradshaw is finally finding his feet, getting 10 rebounds, and then Rob Edwards, Taron Armstrong. That's a pretty solid backcourt. And then in the games today, we had the Bullets getting the win over Melbourne, which was very surprising. Brisbane went 2-0, and the Wildcats were behind Bryce Cotton, scoring another 40-something piece, getting the win over the 36ers, who are still missing Montrezl Harrell and DJ Vasiljevic. This is also just such a crazy stat line from the Bullets. Like, 4 plays with 25 points plus is kind of insane. It's pretty much the starters, and then that was it. And then yes, Smith Milner chipping in with 7 points, kind of helping out from the bench, but it's mostly just the starters playing all the minutes. I guess that's what you kind of need to against a Melbourne United squad that's probably been the best squad like this year so far. Jack White looked as